I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of hearing people say, I built a SaaS in 2 hours using this new AI tool and shipped it to get 1 million sales. So I decided to give myself a challenge. How fast can I build and ship something to the App Store? Now, here's a bit of a disclaimer. I built and shipped 2 mobile apps before this, but I'm not a senior engineer by any means. I'm still at university, and this video is meant to reflect the results you can expect if you're at a similar point in your journey. So let's get to the actual app. My initial thoughts were make something incredibly simple, but it has to be something that I can market on social media. I made a little Google Doc with all my ideas, and I thought about planners, to-do lists, schedulers, but I decided to settle on something much simpler than all of that, a simple Pomodoro study timer app. Now, because this app is so simple, there are not really any features I can add to make it stand out from everything else. So I decided to focus everything I have on the user interface. Now, apart from just being visually appealing, there has to be something to bring people back to using the app every single time they study. And I thought to myself, why not give them a little message or a little reward every time they complete a study session? I decided to give them a little sound, confetti, and a nice message at the end saying how long they studied for. Because nothing else really contributes to the app, I decided to go the full MVP route and build just that: timer, reward, and user interface. Now that the product design and research phase was completed, I decided to move straight on to actually developing. Like every single person on social media was saying, I decided to make very heavy use of AI. However, there is one thing about it. AI is not very good at understanding the concept of your app. So I use it mostly for autocomplete and not actually generating code. I've tried code generation quite a lot, and for me, it seems to be hit or miss. If it just generated you something and it doesn't work, it tends to rewrite the entire thing instead of just making one simple change which fixes the error. On the other hand, I found AI autocomplete incredibly useful because it saves you so many keystrokes and times when you have to change your cursor to another line. Because Cursor, the AI editor, is honestly awesome. Now, because I haven't really asked AI to generate me code and only use autocompletions, the system was very easy to code. Since I designed it myself, I knew how to debug every single error that occurred. Funnily enough, the main issue for me was actually designing the user interface. In total, development and design took me approximately 8 to 10 hours, but I think it is possible to cut it down to about 5 to 6 if you are using AI much more heavily. Less than that, however, you really have to be a senior prompt engineer or get really lucky with the AI responses. Now, even though we all love to code, the most important part of developing the app is actually the distribution. After I've done the code, the most time-consuming part, however, for me, was actually logo design and screenshots. Think about it. The logo and the screenshots is something everyone who visits your page on the App Store will see. But if you're lucky, only 10% of people will actually buy. So 90% of people will never see your app. Therefore, it's vital, if not more important, to spend time on screenshots than developing the actual app. For me, it took approximately 3 to 5 hours, but if you're more experienced, then it will take you a lot less. As for the other admin, and App Store requires a lot of it, I already have a developer account, privacy policy, and terms and conditions set up for my previous apps. If you don't have that, add about 5 hours to your minimum development time. Approval of the app takes several days, so we'll see how everything goes after it gets approved and launched to the App Store. While doing market research, I saw numerous apps which are actually very simple, getting thousands and millions of downloads. The reason for that is marketing. Marketing is the most important part of any app distribution. My plan is to make a social media page with high engagement content like memes and make a little ad at the end of each video. The actual app, I really do not like ads whatsoever, so I'll make it cost 99 cents or so and see how everything goes. So overall, is it actually possible to develop and launch an app in one weekend? I would definitely say so. However, you can't really expect that app to be anything more than a simple timer, to-do list, or habit tracker. Using AI for autocomplete and code generation does definitely help and speed up the process a lot. However, it's not a magic wand, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can't really expect to get everything up and running very quickly. Lastly, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons so you don't miss out on seeing what you can expect from launching your simple app to the App Store.